What's up guys? It's Spencer, back with another video. Kind of an emergency video. If you haven't heard already, basically, the Trump administration is seeking to redefine our current legal definition of a person's gender. So during the Obama administration, through a series of decisions, they defined gender as a person's gender identity rather than their sex assigned at birth. That led to a ton of laws to be passed that protected trans people from discrimination, protected them legally so that if they faced discrimination, they had people to report it to, or they had a case to take to court, they had some way to fight back. For the past year, the Department of Health and Human Services has secretly been arguing to redefine that definition of gender as gender identity to the biological immutable condition determined by genitalia at birth. So what that means is that someone like me who is trans could not get identification that correctly reflects their gender identity. So I would not be able to get identification that said male. All of my identification, despite the way I look, despite my name being legally Spencer Raymond, I would have to have identification that says female. And that causes a lot of issues. It puts me in a potentially dangerous situation anytime I have to present my ID or legal documents to anyone, whether it be school, work, finding a home, the bank. All of these people would be able to deny me service or deny me care. I don't think I said hospitals earlier, but that's a big one. I could be denied service or care just upon the fact that I am trans. It goes farther. Trans people could then be banned from using the correct bathrooms, the correct locker rooms, single-sex dorms or schools or classes or anything that's just for one gender only. And not only is that like humiliating, but it literally invites violence against us because it displays that we are less than people, that we don't deserve basic rights of using the right bathroom or getting to live in the right dorm or getting to use the right locker room. It's massively dangerous to have this kind of rhetoric surrounding trans people. The Department of Health and Human Services has also said that if it were able to redefine sex as what you were assigned at birth and make it unchangeable, immutable, everything, that any question about a person's identification would have to be solved by genetic testing, which is also immensely dehumanizing and humiliating. I've already said that, but it really is. It's just really sad that at every turn this administration has repealed the very few rights that trans people have. We're no longer able to join the military. I'm sure you've heard of Trump's transgender ban for the military. We are already being discriminated against in schools. It's now legal for schools to decide whether, like, how many rights a trans student has and whether or not they're allowed to use the correct bathrooms, or if there are, you know, classes or uniforms separated by gender. It gives the school permission to decide what a trans student should have to wear. But yeah, I'm having a lot of thoughts about this because I actually don't have my ID, my license, my gender marker is not changed. So if I can't get it changed, it may be impossible for me to get it changed in the future when they actually pass legislation supporting this memo. Because right now, all of this has just come out through a memo that was obtained by the New York Times. All the feelings that I have though, I refuse to feel scared. Like, I refuse to be afraid of the administration, and I refuse to be afraid of the government. But I'm mad. I'm pretty mad. I'm determined. I'm more adamant than ever about getting my friends to vote, getting my friends out voting, and I'm pretty sure they're annoyed, but whatever, I don't care. There actually, even though it seems really hopeless, there are some things that we can do right now to help trans people and to help fight this decision. Right now in Massachusetts, for the election on November 6th, there is a Proposition 3, on the ballot about transgender people's rights in public spaces. This is a very not well-known issue. A lot of people don't know that it's on the ballot, and that's very dangerous because the people who do know that's on the ballot are the people who want to take away our rights. So we need to raise the public profile for this Proposition 3 in Massachusetts and have people vote yes on Proposition 3. So if you have friends that live in Massachusetts, or if you live in Massachusetts yourself, please get in contact, talk to your friends, talk to anyone you know that lives in Massachusetts that can vote, and have them vote yes on Proposition 3. Just in general, get out and vote on November 6th or before if you are eligible for early voting. Please get out and vote. It is so important that we have the numbers in the Senate and in the House of Representatives and in our state legislatures that we can block things like this that would rescind our rights and advance things that would expand our rights. Get educated on trans people, trans politicians running for office that are up for election on November 6th as well. Contribute with money to trans-led organizations, to bailout funds, and to trans people you know that are needing help with their transition, especially name changes. Right now, it's so important to get our name change through before anything like this goes into effect. Cis people especially need to call your cisgender friends and have conversations with them about this and about how they may not be affected personally by trans people losing specific rights that they have, but trans people are people. We do exist. There are things that you can do, and it's just inaction in a time like this. You are siding with the oppressor. You are siding with the government taking away our rights if you refuse to go out and fight for them. We need to uplift trans voices, including trans journalists. Pretty much all the articles I've seen about this issue have been written by cis people and have not had trans people featured in the article at all. Personally, I think it's really weird that so many articles are being written without trans people even being consulted or quoted in the articles. A lot of the language in the articles has been really weird and kind of inaccurate. Like the New York Times article that actually started all of this, I think it's called like transgender will be erased or eradicated. Hold on. Okay, here's the article title. Transgender could be defined out of existence under Trump administration. That is so misleading. We are not going to be defined out of existence. In no way are they throwing out transgender. I'm not some sort of third gender. It doesn't say transgender on my ID. When you get your gender marker changed, it doesn't say like trans man. It just says M, or it just says F. Like, it doesn't specify that the person is trans. That's the important part. So yeah, things are tough right now, but it's definitely not the end. We're still fighting it. Even if they turn this memo into a law, we'll still be fighting it. We'll still exist. We'll still be here. And yeah, just keep looking forward, because it'll get better. Anyways, that's all I have for today, so let me know what you feel about this memo, how you feel about the Trump administration trying to do this, and what you're most worried about. Leave a comment and a like, or subscribe if you like me. I'll see you next time. Peace.